Hi, this is Ronnie, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to the 12 Days of Christmas. I'm going to scrap this picture of my granddaughters with the Grinch. Yeah, so I am going to be using green. I'm using the Doodle Bug. Oh, gosh, I looked at the name of that so I'd remember, and I cannot remember. But it's Doodle Bug. And I'm pulling different things out of the bag. I put a few things in there that wasn't Doodle Bug that would go with it. And I'm just deciding what to use. I think I put some, I'm going to use that right there. It's a Anna Griffin stencil that I used on the lime green paper. And it's going to go on the right-hand side of my page. I got them like as a set of 6, I think, a few years back from HSN. And this is my first year using them. Well, I think I used one time before, because I had to buy the extended platform and stuff to use it. But I wanted them for my layout, and I could have sworn they said 6 by 12, but they are not 6 by 12. They're lucky to be 5 by 12. And they're not quite 12 once you emboss them, because they kind of shrink up. The one time I used them before, I kind of MacGyvered them. I put them in, ran it through, and then I put them in again, and had just a tiny bit of gap in between the two. So I decided to order the extended platform and the crease pad, because it did break the fibers in the way I was doing it in my paper, and the crease pad works really well. You can barely see some little white where it comes out sometimes, but I added my picture already, and I also, while I was talking, use the border punch, and this is a lacy looking one, and it has little flowers. So since the girls was in it, I thought I'd use it. And I showed that die, and it's a Sizzix die, and maybe you could rewind and see what it is if you need this die, because I looked at it when I was showing it, but I don't remember what it was. I have always called it my Charlie Brown tree, and I bought it for cards, and that's all I've used it on mostly. But I am using it on this layout today. It has a little potted plant. Everything cuts out together, so you have to kind of cut it apart so that you can use different colors. Well, the ornaments are separate, but the potted plant has a slit so you can put the trunk down in there, but it's attached, and, well, it pretty well breaks apart. It's perforated once you get your tree cut. So, yeah, you can just stick the tree trunk down in the pot. And the paper I used, gosh, Cozy Christmas by My Mind's Eye. See, I'm doing good. And it was a 6 by 6 paper pad. So I wanted smaller design on it for the ornaments, because they're pretty small. And the page I used was like an advent calendar, and it had all the dates on it, and I just picked out which colors I wanted to use on there, because I knew I wouldn't be using any probably, except maybe the 24th or the 25th, and so I picked other ones to use. And I also pulled these enamel shapes out. They're Cozy Christmas also by My Mind's Eye, and they were together, and I thought, I could use some of them for ornaments. There are stars on there and little bows, and so, yeah, they're going on my tree too. My Charlie Brown tree is loaded down. I wanted to do some layering on this layout, so I was pulling the papers out and trying to see what the front and the back was, and how I could cut it so I could use the front and the back. And this one here had gray on the back, and I really like the gray. For some reason, I've been using more gray lately. If I find a piece of gray, I use it. And besides stretching the paper and figuring out how I could double load it on my page, I wanted to use that tree to cover up the Grinch's badge. He has a name tag badge, like the kind you clock in with. And it just kind of threw off, on the picture. it's bad enough it's not a great picture to start with. I wanted to cover it up. So the star's going to cover it up. I'm going to put the tree where it will cover up that badge. But I'm just glad to have the picture and be able to scrap it for the girls for their memory books. So I will be doing this twice, but I think I'm going to wait till I get some more Christmas paper. I am getting low. But The Grinch is one of our most favorite shows to watch. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Of course, the new The Grinch is out, and that's a favorite too already. It didn't take long for it to make it on the favorite list, like one time watching it. I'm working on the bottom left-hand cluster, and right now I'm putting some twine in a banner tag that says Merry Christmas, and that twine, I just do not know what's wrong with it. Twine will unravel. This unravels worse than any you've ever seen, but I'm determined to use it. It looks kind of like fuzz hanging there. It isn't together at all. But I will use it again later, and it'll stay twined when I use it later. And when I use it later, it will not be recorded. I am going to, I think it's 4 times. To think I'm done with the layout, and I'm not. And one time I end up undoing everything. Well, it's the 3rd time I ended up undoing everything in this one place. And when I went back in there, I thought, I'm not going to turn the camera back on because I am not sure if it's going to work this time or not either. But I was finally satisfied. I wasn't super happy, but I was satisfied. Oh, and I'm still working on this little cluster on the bottom left. I pulled the arrow sticker that's candy stripe red. And also I'm going to end up making a sticker from the leftovers up above on that little banner, the one I've got in my hand right now. Anyway, I just made it as like another layer down there, and to bring some of that green pinstripe down. I'm backing this with a layer of red. The background paper is kind of on the busy side, and it's got a lot of green, so I back both things in red just to help make them pop a little bit on that busy paper. And here I'm cutting out yet another candy cane. I have cut several of those little tiny things out, and they are not the easiest thing I've ever cut out, let me tell you. I have to make sure I got a little bit of extra paper there just to hold on to while I'm doing it. And here I cut this candy cane out, and I cut a piece of round candy out with a wrapper on it too. And I thought I'd slide the candy cane behind it. Well, you can't really see the candy cane hardly once I do it, so I cut it in half and put part to the top and part to the bottom. Later, the bottom part's going to be missing, and I can't find it nowhere, so I have to cut a bottom part out again. I didn't cut the whole cane, but I cut the bottom part out again. And the other day, I was using these adorable American Crafts pieces of round candy looking things that they were enamel. And I put 3 in each cluster, 9. And then I come to do my voiceover and editing and all that stuff. And I looked down at the layout, and 2 are missing already. I found one. Yeah, it was stuck to the back of my hand, but I did not find the other one. They're pretty small, so they could be anywhere from here to the other room. I haven't put another one back on there yet for the missing one. But if I don't find it, I guess I will, just so it'll look good. Because, like I said, they're totally adorable. I cut out some red to back this busy piece of paper. And see how it pops on that page now? It just made a huge difference right there. I am gutting the gray because, I already said how much I like the gray. And, just laying it on top. But I don't think I use that gray for anything else on this layout, but no telling, I might use it somewhere else. Or it might sit there a while. And you know what's good about these scraps? Making my Christmas cards. Oh my goodness. They really, really come in handy for Christmas cards. So whatever I have left when I get done making these 12 days of Christmas, yeah, well, I believe this one's day 10. We are really moving along here. Day 9 was the first one I did because that's the one I signed up for. But then I did all the rest in order. And today's day 10, so I feel like I skipped day 9. It's been sitting there so long. Yeah, I feel like I'm ahead now. I'm putting foam tape behind my Christmas tree just so that it can be popped up there a little bit and have some dimension. And I'm also going to cut out and make some little tiny presents to go under that little tree. I figured I'd make 2, one for each girl. I didn't make one for the Grinch. I just noticed that was not glued down, I think's what that was. Did you see me glue it? I don't know if I missed that or not. It might not be glued down yet, but I think it is. Oh, and look, I remember to do the close-up again. But I will not remember to stay in the frame that well. I will get out a frame on some of it. These are the little presents that I was talking about. I have some that I have fussy cut out, but they don't go with this paper. They go with other papers, and I thought about pulling them out. I looked at them and everything, and I thought, no, I need to go ahead and make some that will go with these papers here. So that's what I'm doing. The first one, I am just hand cutting a bow, just winging it. But the second one, however, I am going, and I kind of made it like the ones on the one paper from Close to My Heart. See how it does? Yeah, and on the next one, I am going to fussy cut out a flower on the back of one of those papers. I thought, man, I'm going to cut a chunk out of this paper just for the little flower. Yep, I am. But I'm just going to adhere them straight onto the paper since my tree is on foam tape. I figured I'd put the presents just straight on the paper to give more, dimension, looking like it's there, like they're a little farther back than the tree is. And yeah, all I'm doing is cutting it out, and then I'm just going to glue it on the top of that package. And that is it. And I'll be done with my little presents, and I will unzoom. And I'll remember it right when I'm supposed to do it. It's not going to be a few minutes later. I am going to see right away I did it. I pulled out some enamel dots, and I'm going to use the red ones out of here, and I'm going to put them in clusters, and I'm thinking, I'm done with my layout. I haven't done the title yet. I'm going to have to do the title. Usually enamel dots is like the last thing. But not this time. Definitely not this time, because I am going to do more things. I am going to use some, I think they're basic gray. Sticker letters. Yeah, right there they are. And no, they're jelly bean soup. That's what they are. And the red goes really good with this paper. And so my title's going to be down there. And his heart grew 3 sizes that day. And that's what I had planned for my title anyway. That's like my favorite line. Oh, and I had such a hard time putting them on there. I had embossed that paper, and it's got the trees all over it. And then these aren't that sticky, so you have to use wet glue with them. And so I was having a little bit of a hard time getting everything straight. So I had to pull out my We Are Memory Keepers laser thingy to have the lines so I could see how to keep it straight. And I ended the video there. Yeah. And then I thought, I only put one puffy sticker on there. And there was 3 of those little holly things. And I thought I really needed to go back and put one in each spot. Well, that's when I noticed the candy cane is missing. So here I am cutting the bottom part to put in there. And yeah, the bottom part wasn't too hard to cut. The hard part is going around that crook in the middle. And I'm looking at my layout and I'm thinking it needs something. So I go ahead and use my jelly roll and put stitches there. And I end the video again. And yeah, here I am back, and I cut the parts out where I showed you the layout, because I figured y'all didn't want to see the layout 4 or 5 times or however many it was. And I'm cutting the bottom part off of this because I plan on like tucking the doily down behind the picture, and I'm going to cut the bottom part of the doily off, and then I want the other part to the tree to be on the front of the picture. Yeah, and I didn't really like that after doing it. I thought, well, maybe if I add some enamel dots there, that'll help it out. And I still wasn't happy. So I come in here and I start doing the voiceover, and well, the video editing, cutting out all those endings and stuff. And there's my finished layout. I went back and I put the Grinch on there using a banner, and I was a lot happier with that than I was the doily. And I did mess the paper up a little bit, so I had to pull out a green and a red marker and do the letters over. So yeah, if you look very close, you will see that I did the letters over because it just tore it right off. I used undo, but I think I was in too big a hurry and the undo wasn't working quick enough. But yeah, I had to do several letters there. And the worst part, the eye covered up. So the eye was put there strategically and then the rest on each side. But you will find a link below for the next person on the hop. And Becky of My Creative Life was the one who started this and did all the organizing for this hop. And if you leave a comment, I'll be sure to respond. If you are not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. But thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope you have a happy, scrappy week. Bye.